The former CEO of Netflix, Reed Hastings, once quipped that Netflix was fundamentally about eliminating loneliness and boredom. Now, loneliness thing aside, I don't always like feeling bored, because what's feeling bored, right? It's kind of being uncomfortable in your situation. Sometimes when we're bored, there's an anxiousness in us. I want to feel better than what I feel right now. Is that bad? The feeling's normal, but is killing boredom the right answer? Dr. Archibald Hart, who's a psychologist, published a book in 2007 called Thrilled to Death. And in it, he described something called anhedonia, which is the inability to experience pleasure. And his basic premise was that used to be a term associated more so with people with depression. But it has become somewhat ubiquitous in modern life, that so many of us are unable to experience pleasure, and we find ourselves needing more and more and more and more and more in order to be able to experience pleasure. And so when we're bored, usually what we're trying to do is to get a quick hit of pleasure, basically for a dopamine release in our brain. But over time, we need more and more and more and more of this. Coincidentally, he wrote this book or published it in 2007, which was when the iPhone came about. And I don't know about you, but it is so much easier to kill boredom in my life now that I have a phone that I can pick up at the first moment of boredom. Like, do you remember when you had to think about what you wanted to do? And now I don't even think. I just pick up my phone and I scroll. And there's a lot of good that comes with modern life, but there's costs. What if this is costing you? And what if our inability to be bored is actually not only numbing the negative feelings, but is numbing our ability to experience pleasure and our inability to be present in the moment with ourselves and what's going on and with other people? Because the problem is, if we are constantly going to something that's going to remove this negative feeling in our life as soon as we feel it, give us some form of a hit of instant gratification or a hit of pleasure, I'm going to continually need more, right? First time I picked up an iPad, probably like it was so cool, or like streamed something on Netflix or watched a video on YouTube, or, you name the thing. Like, it was amazing. But now, like, I got to wait a minute for my YouTube. Like, this is crazy. Or if you're old enough to remember, like dial-up internet, like internet was crazy. Now I got to wait. Like, what is this? My Wi-Fi service isn't great. I got LTE, not 5G. What if this is training us not to be comfortable waiting? The problem is much, not most, of life is waiting, not getting what you want when you want it, having things happen to you that you would rather not happen. So what do you do if, when you're just a little bit bored, you go to your phone? What does that do to you when you're dealing with the pain of like a loss of a loved one, or grief, or anxiety, or depression? How do you respond then? So I encourage you, try not going to the quick hit as soon as you feel it, and see if that doesn't over time make you less numb.